I did some off-camera work to enable agents that attack members. So let's take a look at that. Start our server. And now when we enter a space that has a spawner, we're spawned at the default location. And here's our agent coming after us. We'll get attacked and we'll get attacked again if we stay in the spot. So let's move. Turn around and he's attacking us. Oh, and we died. When we die, we'll spawn back over here. And are we there? Yep, we're at the space. Whoops. And where's the guy? Oh, he's coming after us. Let's get a gun. Alright, yeah. Ugh, gotcha. Oh, we're attacked again because there is somebody new. Boom, gotcha. And oh, gotcha. Okay, so how is this done? Well, it all happens in agent. Agent. Okay, so when an agent is created, we create their body and we start an interval. The interval will run on every client, but is a no-op for everybody but the leader. It's responsible for sending the agents to places, attacking avatars, and emitting all of these events. Every client receives these events in the form of receive movement, receive stop, or receive attack messages. This is the listener for that event loop, which again doesn't do anything on the other clients unless they become the leader. And initially when the agent is created, we'll teleport them to the correct position. Here's the resume function that kicks off the interval. And if you're the leader and you're not locked, we should probably change this order, right? Because this will always be true on everyone else but the leader. It doesn't really matter. So if you're not the leader, return immediately. If you're not the leader, if you are the leader and it's locked, don't do anything. So locked just prevents this interval, which is running this interval, which is running every second, from doing anything. So we'll lock it whenever we are doing something, because we don't want to be interrupted. So let's imagine that update was called. So inside the subscription to this loop, there really is only one type of event that we're responding to right now, and it's update. So if update was the message, just in case, okay, so we'll exit if this is locked, so that just make sure we don't interrupt it. That's just redundant, that's fine. Then while we're doing something, we'll say, let's set the lock to true while we're busy. First, we're going to see if there's an avatar in front, which means that we have a cone of visibility, and if that intersects any avatar, then immediately right in front of us, this is not a ray, this is a intersection with a mesh. If as soon as we run this update function, there's a member right in front of us, then we have that member ID then we're going to emit an attack event. That's going to go to the gen server, and it's going to go to everybody, including ourselves. We also emit, because we're the leader, this is inside that leader loop, a damage event for that member. So you're going to emit just a single damage event from the leader. And the other conditions is, if he's not standing right in front of you, then we get to move someplace. So if there's a avatar in front of you, you always attack them. But if there isn't, then try to move to an avatar location if you have a line of sight. If you don't have a line of sight, then just find a random point that you have a line of sight to, and then move there. And if you can't, release the lock. So that means we release the corresponding locks, because the lock is still set in the receive of these things. So these don't release any locks. These create messages of either create the movement or attack or damage. So every one of these is going to release a lock. So let's look at create attack event. This just emits the event. Create damage, it just emits the event. Create movement, it just emits the event. So nothing interesting here. Lock is still not released. Let's go to the reception. Receive movement event. This is probably the most complicated one, but let's do the next two. Receive stopped event. It will cancel the go-to, which inside here it will release the lock. And let's go to the other subscription, which is received attack. Receive attack, which we will be an attack, and then if we're the leader, we also unlock. We don't really need to check if we're the leader, because the lock isn't paid attention to by the other clients. So just like in the other one, we can just take the lock off. Finally, the most complicated case is receive the movement, because in here we call go-to, which is somewhat complex. This is the longest function that we have in here. This will, given the point, first determine how fast we need to animate traveling to that point. We'll also figure out our rotation. We could probably extract this to another function. And then first we'll rotate. So this is a rotation that's just at a constant half second. And then we're about to go in a straight line after we've rotated. This is in the callback that happens after the rotation. So we say if we're the leader, we're going to actually evaluate frame over frame. And on every frame, we're going to see, hey, is there an avatar in front of us? If there is, we have a member ID. Let's emit an attacked event to ourselves and everybody else. Now remember, that's going to cancel the event with the lock. Even if it didn't, we're also emitting this because we want to stop. This just emits an attack event. We want this. So actually, this one doesn't need to cancel because we're getting this one. Yeah, we don't need to stop. We don't need to, well, yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's try it. In here, in both of these, we'll remove the on every frame observable, set that subscription to null, resolve to false, and this will emit the stop event, which when we receive it will cancel. So let's take a look at the receive attack event. When we receive the attack event, I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. It's going to be unlocked and immediately unlocked again, unless yeah, I think it's fine actually. So that's that. That gives you agent. I think the next thing we need to work on is that even after you're announced dead. Okay, so a couple of fixes. Bug. So this is about respawn. That's a bug for respawn. And then when player is announced dead, or member died event should prevent agent from continuing to attack your corpse. So we need some logic around that. I think you should be protected. Like the agent should just go away. And maybe we should freeze teleportation. Freeze teleportation to prevent moving. And then drop all weapons and release ammo, etc. Okay, we can work on that next time. Very good. Good progress.